what I'm about to share now is based on the exact same thing. It's about balance and actually about taking up space. Because we all like the concept about taking up space. We love the idea of taking up space and having a voice and showing up and being seen and being heard. And then, yeah, right, let's start this revolution and tomorrow. That's for others. It's for the younger ones. Let me read another book on it, do another TED talk on it first, and like, yeah, I'm getting there. So we like the idea, we love the concept, and we wholeheartedly agree to it. But the doing part is the issue. And not because it's complicated, but why do we find it so difficult? We encourage our children, most of all, because they need to go out there and have a voice. They need to be seen. They need to make sure that nobody bullies them. They need to be sure that they're not being overlooked. Nobody can just come and mess with them. They have the rights to everything, as they should. But where did it come in that there is them and there is us? My favorite one is people pleasers. Who's familiar with the whole people pleasing thing? We all know one, or see one every morning in the mirror. And very often what's happening here is with people pleasers, it's glorified. Now, a certain amount of people pleasing is healthy. Because when you have a family or partner or people you care about, of course you want to please them to a certain extent, as long as it's a two-way street. Of course I want my family to be happy. I don't mind doing certain things for them because I simply know it makes them happy. Just like they do certain things for me or say certain things or look out, because that is how the exchange of love and making sure your loved ones are working. Yet when it comes to a point of unhealthy people pleasing, then you have an issue. And that's the people pleasing I'm talking about. Because the moment it's a one-way street, we ain't pleasing anybody. And that kind of people pleasing is, my question always is, if this is called people pleasing and I'm pleasing the people, what the flip am I? You the people now that I'm pleasing, that makes me what? The alien? If I'm not included in people pleasing, it ain't people pleasing. Because what am I then? Well, but then I would still be a people, isn't it? So this is, I'm taking myself out of the equation. I'm separating myself from the whole. And then when I say to people, I like pressing people's buttons. Because while I'm doing that, not because I'm horrible, I do like to see reactions, to be honest. But if we don't have a reaction, we don't question ourselves. So the whole thing is like, but why are you such a people pleaser? Why do you say yes when you want to say no? I have always been this way. Great, there was a time when we had diapers on. You changed that. There was times where you kind of like, your mom dressed you 24/7. That changed. There were things you've chosen to change, and there were things you've chosen not to change. Where was the differentiation in that? There's some things you say no to, but others you say yes to. And then we tell our kids, so those that we love, oh, no, you go and say no. After I just said yes the 10th time today to something I actually did want to say no to. But not you. You go and tell them. So what is happening here? And then, yes, I need to take up space. We want it, but we don't dare to. And why not? Do we know why not? We're scared. It's petrifying. Absolutely terrifying. Because of guilt and shame. Generally, what's happening is that when we say, okay, go have space, take up space, speak up, yeah, that's all good and right. But normally when we are used not to speak up and take up space, we're normally surrounded by people, environments, jobs, families, whatever, relationships, that are quite happy that it is the way it is. So the moment after like people pleasing unhealthily for 20, 30 years or whatever, and I go like, by the way, I'm not going to be doing that anymore. Have a nice day. They're like, excuse me, there is backlash. The moment I change that, I am now choosing to pretty much cue everybody off around me, or at least ruffle feathers. And if I have chosen to do that for so long, that means I, somewhere inside of me, have decided to keep it so long because there was a payout for me. The payout was either it's safer this way, or it's less stressed that way. It might be straight out a survival thing. If I'm quiet and make sure everyone is happy, there's going to be less drama. There might be less violence. There might be less whatever it might be. There's different payouts. Doesn't have to be a pleasurable payout. Plus, society encourages us not to be out there, have a voice, and take up space. How often do we say, without even meaning it, but giving the subconscious message, be a good boy, be a good girl, keep quiet, well done, go say hello, even though I don't want to say hello, I don't like the auntie. Go give the uncle a hug. I don't like his energy, go give him a hug. Be quiet when you're told to be quiet. Wear what you're supposed to wear when you're supposed to go to wear it. We tell you what to feel, where to feel, how to feel, when to speak, when not to speak. When so-and-so is around, we all don't like our granny, but when she's here, we all play nice. So you just suck it up and do what everybody says. Let's all lie to granny together. So we teach kids, not always with bad intent, that denying yourself and being what's expected of you is what gives you acceptance, praise, belonging, inclusion. That's a payout. Or if we have a dysfunctional setup around us for whatever reasons, if you're quiet and play along and you're not having many needs or wants, then it's not going to get more dysfunctional around you. Might be to whatever reasons. So not having a voice is actually now survival as well. So there's so many reasons. At the same time, if you play along and you tick all the boxes, you have way more options later on in life as well. Literally career options. How many people do you know that it is kind of like, I hate my job, I hate my boss, I hate everything. But if I wait another few things and I'm really sucking up to this one, I'm going to get the promotion next year. Right. Let's not even talk about how your health is doing that in the meanwhile and your psychological health. But anyway, we are having strategic plans to having those unhealthy setups. I really want to tell them to like go to heck because the way you deal with people is not okay. It's unhealthy, but we're not doing that. Because if I'm saying what I want to say, it doesn't have to be in an ugly way. I know I'm not going to get this promotion. It's not going to happen. It's being, we have a big mouth, and not a big mouth, but we say things behind the scenes, but not where it matters. It's not always a big mouth, but we're being more honest behind the scenes, if we even are. What we're not doing most of the time is, and obviously also in different traditional backgrounds and whatever, there's different kind of role definitions, also what's expected of a woman, of a man, traditional stuff, religious backgrounds, all of that. There's obviously nuances of it. But from young, that overall kind of thing is do as you're told, and we love you more, you get more hugs, you get more appreciation, perform nicely, because everybody likes the one with the best marks, the best, they get the most kind of, I don't know, sports kind of stuff and whatever. And here we go. The one that is not performing as well makes a lot of noise. That's a problem child. The one that talks all the time, has their own opinions, can't shut up, and wants to wear different things and has an issue with school uniforms or whatever. It's kind of like, there they go again. So they don't get, they're like, yes, off you go. And you're going to qualify for that now because you've done it the last few years. So no pressure. So that's causing different issues. The one that doesn't is like, yeah, well, at least you're academic. What is that one learning? Same lesson, different way. The one learns you're not good enough because you can't perform, and the other one, you better don't stop performing because otherwise you're not good enough. Thank you. That's not necessarily what we mean. But none of them, the one that does sport most likely wants to stop, doesn't dare to. He wants to play guitar. No. So obviously I'm over-exaggerating with the examples now. And in the meanwhile, we dedicate to his mothers, fathers, and all of that, and we love that. Yet at the same time, I also want to say, screw that, I love your family, but I really want to have a weekend away to just breathe. And we can't say that because that one is going to think this and this one is going to think that, and they're going to be judged as a bad father and as a bad mother and whatever. So I can't do that. It's selfish. No, it makes you a better parent because what goes into you is what comes out. We don't allow ourselves to be ourselves. We define ourselves through our roles. Because once we're a mother, a father, a sister, a daughter, or whatever those roles are, we disappear. And then we have kids out of the house, spouses are either gone or passed or whatever, and then we sit and we zero defined. And then people say just go and have a life. My life just moved out. I don't know who I am, and I'm not a mother or a wife or a father. I have no idea who I am. I'll just go and take up space. What the flip does that even mean? Because our space is doing what's expected or what I think is expected does not mean I hate every part of it, but that's what I know. How many people say to me, Heike, what's my purpose? Okay, that means already you think you're not in it. So you're spending every single day filling your days, not quite knowing why, but you're filling them. And at the same time, having this feeling, it's not what you should be doing. But you're doing it over and over and over again. So the whole idea of purpose is if I miss this whole thing, the one thing, I completely missed my whole purpose in this life. This is one thing I need to do. Yeah, it is. Connecting with yourself. The rest gets fed from that. But we've been taught disconnect from yourself to connect out there. And that's what we spend our whole life with. So if you want to know what's this whole get into your purpose and taking up space, hang out with toddlers. They are the experts. They give a continental who wants what from them. They live A in the moment. B, they're completely driven by their senses. Well, I want ice cream now. Well, it's minus 10 degrees outside and it's 6 o'clock in the morning. I want ice cream now. There's no good, there's no bad, but this is what really makes me happy now. They're completely in tune with themselves. Okay, sometimes a bit unreasonable, but they're so connected with themselves and they don't question why that should be unreasonable. They don't judge it. They're there. And if they think it's hilarious that something just fell off the wall, because it's hilarious. Not because it's something that needs to be fixed, or it's good, or it's bad, or it needs to be replaced, and it just cost 600 rand. No, that was hilarious. Toddlers don't question that. And do you know why? Because they don't question their worth. We are being brought up and being in environments due to different situations that we're looking for our worth through our roles and through the feedback of the outside world. We spend more time in other people's brains than ourselves, an assumption of other people's brains. I wonder what so-and-so is going to think when I do that. I can't do that because firstly, we don't even know who they are, but they seem to be the experts in everything. And they always seem to think what my biggest fears are. So they seem to be the fear experts. Or it is not be done. It is not expert. Who is it and them? And when did they become experts in my life? They don't have a face. They don't have a name. But they are now becoming the determining force. I can't do that because they're going to think that who is they and how do you know what's in their brain? And we do overestimate how much other people think about us, by the way. Or think in general, to be honest. Because they're so preoccupied with their own, which they should be. So our fears are just projected. This is this brain of ours that you can't do anything different. The judgment doesn't come from others. It comes from us. We've already done that for others. Others aren't the problem. They're not. It's like me, I'm going to wear my pink pants today. And I could have gone like, oh my God, there's going to be, 30, 40 people. They're going to hate pink. Didn't even go there. I like pink. I'm going to wear pink. Done. That's it. Some might like it or not. Wasn't even a thought. I like pink. Full stop. Done. Others are free to add to what they want. Yes, no, maybe, whatever. Cool. Perfect. Totally valid. Totally valid. But it's not going to determine that. So this whole take up space is giving yourself permission and to approve of yourself. You say, I'm going to be the determining factor in my life. What's okay, who I am, what's my worthiness, what's authentic, and I'm going to bring this. I'm not shrinking anymore for some assumption of what is okay, what's not okay, which is actually my assumption, by the way. Because I can now assume, oh, you don't like pink. I don't know that, I haven't even asked you, but you look like you don't like pink. So it's kind of like, I know, it's like, she just does. So that means like, oh, she's agreeing. I know she's agreeing. So it's kind of, so I can make up any story and make it my truth. And I have no idea. But my brain is, all our brains are powerful. And we let it run. And now it becomes our truth. And now I project it onto her. So it became from, she might not try pink, to like, oh, she hates me because I wear pink. I knew she hates me. She just came here to rub it in. So our brain goes into great extent. By the time I walk out here, she's my arch enemy because of my story. And all she is like, hey, let me check in what Heike is up to today. And this is how we run our life. And this is why we're not giving ourselves permission to show up. And then it's like, they judge me. Heck no. They don't even get there. Because we're doing all the judging before we get there. So the thing is like, okay, fine. Now I go like, I give myself a bit of space to maybe show up and see how safe it is. Which is fair. You don't have to jump into the deep end. Now it's kind of like playing fear factor. Which it is, because it has a certain safety zone as well. I do that, they do that. I know what's coming, it's predictable, so I know what's happening. I have certain control over it. But if it's predictable, it's control, it's safe. Never mind, I feel not good about it. Because it's not just not feeling good in the head or here, because solar plexus doesn't like that. Solar plexus is the I am center. The solar plexus is the one that jumps in it, like when we do or tell ourselves different story to what our truth is. So when we look at things like constant chest stuff going on, or the constant going on, digestive issues, IBS, all those things. Who has digestive issues? You don't have to put your hand up, but just go like, or middle to lower back stuff going on. And then when I say to people, how is your health? No, it's fine. Okay, great. How's your digestive system? How is your back? It's always been like that. No, it hasn't. So this is give yourself permission to step into. Another thing is as well, when I came to South Africa, it's an English language thing as well. Predominantly, I grew up in Germany. South Africans, in the English language, you say sorry for everything. Now, I've been told that I'm rude because I'm German, but it was really a concept that I couldn't understand. In Germany, we say sorry for things that we've done. But if you go and knock your toe, I would say, are you okay? But I'm not going to say, I'm sorry. I didn't do anything to your toe. I'm still going to make sure that you're okay. So I was called rude the first few months till I gathered that concept, which still makes no sense to me. But that created a society of people that apologize for taking up space. I'm sorry, but I wanted to say, no, not sorry, I want to say that. It's on me how I deliver it, but this constantly saying sorry for everything. I mean, own yours, be accountable, of course. Now I'm in Germany and they tell me I'm nuts because I say sorry for everything. So it's like, but if you look at it, it's like, why are we doing that? Of course we extend care, but why are we sorry for everything? And then it becomes meaningless. It becomes meaningless. Oh, I'm sorry, it's raining today. Oh, I'm sorry, you couldn't find the right pair of shoes. No, I'm not. Wear another pair of shoes. But I am sorry if I offended you, but can we sit down and speak about it, because I really don't want you to be offended. That I care about, and I really want to. I don't like you to be hurt when you stump your toe, But darn, it wasn't me doing that. I don't want you to be hurt, but I'm not going to apologize to your toe. So this is also, own these things and allow yourself a voice. It takes guts, because speaking up at your truth is not always going to be rewarded initially. But try it out. It's freeing. And most of all, it's healthier. And the biggest payout besides healthier is it actually doesn't allow for resentment. Because if we refuse to take up space, we are giving permission for resentment. And inevitably, that's a given. Because if we don't speak up who we are, what we want, what we need, if we don't give approval for ourselves, no one in this world can meet us where we need to be met. And that is on us. As much as like he this, she that, he this, she that, well, how did you show up? How did you communicate that? If you don't know how to meet yourself, do not expect anyone out there to do so. And it does not mean, of course, it's an ongoing thing. I can't expect my husband to be a mind reader. I'm the freaking psychic, and I even still figure out what Heike wants. The psychic's mouth is over there, and Heike's like, oh, Heike. So it's like, you have to check in with yourself. So this says, do take up space and check in. And that is not just okay, but give yourself permission. It's your birthright. And if you question that, find a toddler. Thank you.